This is Dr. Schonrock. We'd love to know what you do over at SelectHealth, and then, and share with us what you have prepared today.
Okay, yeah, thanks. And thanks for inviting me. Really appreciate it. I'm a AVP and Senior Medical Director at SelectHealth and have responsibilities that include sort of the medical oversight of our quality programs. We were talking about that a little bit ahead of time. The programs, which is the dreaded prior auths and alternatives around prior auths. I work with the Medicaid programs. I work with various clinical programs so that we make sure we stay aligned with our clinical providers with that. And as most things, other tasks assigned, but those are the biggies that I like to do. And that sounds like a lot, right? And it turns out it is. I'm also an Instacare physician provider in the central Salt Lake region, part-time as well. So what I found is really important, particularly juggling these things, is to be in the moment. I have to, when I'm in the Instacare, I'm in the Instacare. I'm not worrying about SelectHealth things. Yeah, some things can come in and you can have to make exceptions, but when I'm at SelectHealth, I'm at SelectHealth. When I'm home, when I'm at dinner, I'm at dinner. And even my kids are grown now, but their entire life, phones off, dinner's dinner, pager was off. Okay, the pager was set aside. Be in the moment as very much as possible. But at the same time, you have to be flexible and be easy on yourself, right? So occasionally the pager would go off. I can't change that. I can look at it and decide if it needed to be addressed right this minute or if it can wait till after dinner. This is in the days of pagers. And if I had to be flexible and easy on myself about it, and then maybe make up that time somewhere else, but not beat myself up about it. Likewise with all the other activities, sometimes something will interject. And so just recognizing sometimes things happen, be kind to yourself about that, be flexible, pivot, you can come back to it, or maybe it wasn't that big of a deal anyway, and you don't need to come back to it. And the other really important thing I've done this last year or so is those 10-minute workouts in the morning. I do them in the mornings, and now my family knows 7 o'clock is off limits. I'm doing my 10-minute moves with that. Define times for activities, define times for yourself, and hold pretty close to that. That has become pretty important to be able to say, okay, that's my time. Again, nothing interrupts most of the time. Use the resources we have, use these stretches, use those 10 minutes, use the care sessions. The company likes them, the company offers them because they know you can be better. We all can be better if we use them, if we need them. And then we are able to give more to not Intermountain, to our community. That's really why we're here, right? I don't know who else is on this, but we want to be able to help our community. And so the better I can be, the more I can help. And so that's how I be well.
Thank you so much for sharing those things. I love seeing there. You've got comments in here, folks who know you and appreciate you and just your example and what wonderful things about being present, being flexible, being kind to ourselves and all of that. Thank you very much for sharing that.
I'm going to let you lead the stretch though.
You got it. I'll take the spotlight back over, I think, here, and we will stretch out, but we just appreciate you being here very much. And we're going to take a moment to, so I'm Shanda Vanneman, for those who didn't hear that, exercise physiologist down in St. George, and also a mindfulness leader. And so I love that you said to be where you are. So right now, here we are, in whatever way you've been able to carve this time out, just be present. So I'll take you and invite you just to get comfortable in a position you've chosen. If you want to stand up or you want to lay down for a moment, feel free to do that. You can let your eyes fall shut, or you could gaze down your nose or your cheekbones, and that just invites this internal reflection. So take a moment to just check in with yourself. How are you right now? Take a deep breath in. And a deep exhale. See if you can just kind of scan through the body and notice what you feel, because you might need something other than what I suggest. And so feel free to move your body in a way that you need. And if you want to follow me, then just let the chin drop down to the chest, feeling the weight of your head pulling your neck forward. Just relax it down. Take a breath there. You'll notice where that stopping point is. And then take a breath in, and as you exhale, let the head melt over to one side, letting the ear drop to the shoulder. Let the shoulders just rest down. We'll take a breath in, and as you exhale, let the head roll through the center and over to the second side, letting the ear drop to the shoulder. Let the shoulders rest down. Take a deep breath in, let the head roll through the center. If it feels good for you, you can draw a circle with your neck. If it doesn't feel good, then maybe look right and left or up and down. And when you start to wander off into thinking, planning, worrying, see if you can just come back to this movement right now. Circling around the other way. Letting yourself be here. If things aren't moving quite like you'd like them to, being kind to yourself. Going back into the center. We'll take the shoulders and draw circles with the shoulders. We store a lot of stress and tension in our neck and shoulders. So place to check in and just notice, how are you this morning? We'll pause and circle around the other way. And then we'll take the arms out wide. Let your whole spine push forward. And then exhale, tuck and round. Tuck the chin, round through the back. Inhale, open up wide. And exhale, round in. Again, open up wide. And as you round in this time, wrap your arms all the way around you. Give yourself a nice big hug. You can tuck the chin, pull the shoulders down, and maybe wiggle the head a little bit. Maybe rounding the spine a bit more. And you can use the deep exhales to help you release tension. Notice which arm you have on top. We'll reach out wide and then put the other arm on top. Give yourself a big hug again. Round in, maybe saying something kind or compassionate to yourself. Give yourself a little pat. May I be kind to myself? I'm doing great. You are enough. And then inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. You can grab one of your wrists as you reach up and over to one side. Lengthen back up to the center. Grab the other wrist up and over to the other side. And then just let both arms float down beside you. Pausing there for a moment, check in and notice how you feel. What are you feeling? What do you notice from that movement? Checking in with that. And let's take the wrists and ankles and we'll circle them around. You can do them together or separate, whatever feels good for you. And then circle the other way. Oh, point and flex. Wrists and ankles, noticing all these tiny little bones. Spread the fingers and toes out wide and stretch them. Do so much with our hands and our feet throughout the day. Ankles, wrists, just checking in with all that. Any other movement that feels good to you. And then let everything rest down and pause and just notice sensation. Do you feel maybe some warmth, some tingling, some burning through the calves and shins, through the forearms? Just taking a moment to notice that. Then we'll let the hands come together at heart center. Spread your fingers out wide and let the wrist come down so it's in alignment with the elbows. And you might notice that the shoulders went up. See if you can relax them down. And then let your fingers point down toward the floor. And again, notice if the shoulder shrugged. Let them relax back down. And then we'll turn the fingers in toward the breastbone. Interlace your fingers and then press the palms away. Tuck your chin and round your back. Scoop everything in. Just round the spine as much as you can. And then inhaling up nice and tall, reaching up through your arms, pressing through the palms. You can lift the chin if it feels good for you. And then bring your head back to level and let the hands come behind your head. We'll push the head straight back into the hands, keeping the chin level with the ground. Pausing there for a moment. Notice where you feel it in the shoulders. Ease up a little bit. Let your hands go over to the left, maybe just an inch, but notice if your head moved. Bring it back center and then press straight back again. So you're keeping a little bit of tension in the hands as you press back. And then come back to center and then over to the right side, maybe just an inch, but keep your head center and press straight back again. Just notice how it feels on this side. Then easing up, coming back to center, press back one more time. Take a breath in. Exhale, release the arms down. And we'll give the shoulders a roll one way and the other way. And then again, pause for a moment and notice, what sensations do you feel? What's it feel like? Then we'll walk the feet out as wide as is comfortable for you. Getting into the hips here just a little bit. Letting your knees go the same direction as your toes, and then letting your heels be right underneath the knees. Sitting up nice and tall, we'll hinge forward in between the legs. You can use the hands or the forearms to press the knees apart as you lengthen through the spine. Checking in that you've got a nice flat back as you hinge forward. And then using your forearms or maybe your hands if you're sitting up taller to press the knees apart. You can go down low, you can stay up tall. You're just looking for a flat back, so you're hinging from the hips. Breathing into the body there. You can use those deep exhales to help you release some more tension. And a deep breath in. And a deep exhale. One more, deep breath in. Deep exhale, maybe even a sigh, let it go. And use your hands to press yourself back up. Maybe let the legs windshield wiper in and out a little bit. And then let's stir the pot. So coming from one side over to the center, the other side, and then scoop everything in as you round back. Just make this movement as big or as small as feels good to you. Circling around one way. We'll pause and then circle around the other way. And then finding the center again, lengthening up through the crown of the head. You can let the legs walk back in. Just pause here for a moment, noticing all that you're feeling. What do you feel in your body? How does it feel? And then you can slide back in your chair if you were forward, and we'll take the right leg, extending it forward, flex the toes back, take the opposite arm toward the ceiling, and then maybe use that arm to help you sit up a little bit taller. And then switching sides, take the left leg forward, spread the toes out wide, flex the foot back, opposite arm reaching up, maybe using that arm to help you get just a little bit taller. And then you can hold onto your chair, extend both legs forward, maybe one or both arms reach up, lifting up off the back of the chair even. Feeling that capital letter L for love. I am loved. Take a deep breath in. A deep exhale. One more. Flex the toes back, deep breath in. So let everything go. You can give that all a little shake. And then just pause here for a moment, checking back in. Scanning through the body, noticing what do you feel? If you notice something in the beginning, does it feel different now? Is there something else you need right now? And then just letting your attention draw towards your breath without changing it now. See if you can just notice the breath coming in, the breath going out. Again, the breath coming in. The breath goes out. And if you'd like, you could take a compassionate touch with your hands, leaving them wherever they're resting or placing them on your heart. You could hold your own hand or give yourself a hug. Pausing here for a moment, is there some kind, compassionate words you could offer to yourself? May I be kind to myself? I'm so glad you're here. I love you just the way you are. Take a deep breath in. And a deep exhale. You can let your hands relax and let your eyes open up when you're ready.